everyone, it's Rebecca from the CodeWords team. In previous videos, we've already been through how to create your automations from scratch, as well as how to use templates from the template gallery. So now let's go through schedules and triggers. You can add schedules and triggers to your workflow automation so that you never have to run it manually, and it can run in the background for you. Scheduled workflows run on a consistent hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly schedule, whereas triggers cause a workflow to start running after a specific action is completed. Let's firstly go through how you can schedule a workflow. You can schedule a workflow either from any of the templates in the template gallery or any of your personal templates in My Workflows. So to schedule a workflow, I'm going to navigate, in this case, to the template gallery, and I'd like to use the Gmail AI labeler to automatically label all of my emails every day, once a day. This way, when I log on in the morning, I can immediately see what needs action and what's most important to respond to first. So as you can see, I've already connected to the required integrations, which is my Gmail account. And if I wanted to, I could run this now. As you can see, it's going to account for up to 50 emails in the last 24 hours, and it will add labels to these. In this case though, I'd like to add a schedule. So I navigate to the schedule button in the top right corner, and I'll be given a load of options for when I'd like to set this schedule. I can either run it once in the future, or I can run it on a recurring schedule. And in my case, I'd like to run it every day at, let's say, 9 AM, as that's when I'm most likely to be logging on. And I can adjust the inputs if I want to as well from here. So in this case, I'm happy that it's going to cover 24 hours back, and I'm happy that it's going to account for the last 50 emails. And I can also tick whether I'd like an email that this run has been completed successfully. In this case, I'm happy without the email, so I'll untick it. And then I simply click Save. As you can see down here, I've had a confirmation that this schedule's been saved. So every single day at 9 AM, I'll have every single one of my emails in Gmail labeled for me. If I wanted to change this schedule, I'd simply go back into the schedule button and update it. Now, let's say I want to look at what other scheduled runs I have. I can navigate to the scheduled runs button. And as you can see, these are all of my scheduled runs currently. Here, I can easily toggle on or toggle off any of these runs. And if I click the three dots, I can also edit the schedule, pause the schedule, delete it, or enable an email notification every time it runs successfully. I'll also be able to see whether it's running, when it was last run, and when it's next due to run. And this just allows me to see all of my automated workflow schedules in one place. Now, say, for example, that I'd like to add a trigger to this workflow. So when an email is labelled as high priority and needing urgent response, I'm sent a Slack message with this email, a hypothetical response in my tone of voice, and if I react with a thumbs up, it automatically sends that response. I'd simply click the remix button, and I'd type in exactly what I wanted to happen. So I'm going to run you through a quick example that I use every week that uses both a schedule and a trigger. So one of my own weekly schedules is my weekly prompt automation. And what this does is it extracts prompts from Reddit, Quora, and Twitter that are trending topics for that week. And it identifies my SEO content opportunities. And I receive this into a dedicated Slack channel every Monday. So as you can see, this is the message that I received this Monday, and it tells me what period it's scraped from and how many prompts it's found in total for me. And I've asked for about 25 to be sent to me each week. So obviously this is really helpful in its current format as well, but actually every single week I want to easily turn some of these prompts into blog posts on our Webflow platform. So what I usually do is I look through these prompts and I find any that I think are particularly relevant to CodeWords. In this case, this one about automating leads and doing basic research is really relevant to what our product can do very well. So what I can do is I can actually reply to this message in the Slack thread. And in my message, all I put is the title of the blog post that I'd like to be written with this content. So in this case, I'd like to write a blog post with the title, A Practical Guide to Automating Lead Generation. So when I respond to this message, CodeWords will detect that there's a trigger here. And the trigger is to create an article in Webflow that uses this title and fills out all of the content for me. And as you can see, an article has been confirmed as being created in Webflow. So if I head to our Webflow CMS, which is where I directed it to be created, it's created the blog post up here. So normally what I do is I go through and make some light edits. Occasionally the TLDR might be missing, or maybe it said things in a way that I wouldn't quite say. But either way, this allows me to create articles much quicker. And because I've already uploaded our style guidelines, it means it's much more accurate than if I just stuck it into ChatGPT. And the way I can manage this trigger is by going into the triggers panel. And as you can see here, this is one of my active triggers. Some other active triggers that I have include, for example, when a blog post is posted on our website, I get sent a Slack message, and if I react to that Slack message with a star, it sends that announcement into our Discord channel. And I also have another one that I use every day where I usually see really cool examples of ads on things like Instagram when I'm on my phone. And although there's no way of saving those ads on Instagram, I simply copy the link, send it into my WhatsApp conversation with CodeWords. I mention that it's an ad, and they all get sent into my Notion database. And again, just as in scheduled runs, I can untoggle and toggle on these triggers whenever I want to manage them. And that's how easy it is to add schedules and triggers to your CodeWords workflows.